So my name's Lydia. I'm bereavement midwife for Epsom and St Helier Hospital. I've been a midwife for 11 years now. During my training, in my first year, I looked after a lady that had suffered a baby dying. And that was at the age of 18, such a traumatic time for obviously the family, but actually I was surprised as to how deeply affected I was. But actually I was taken, they were so kind to me. They invited me to the funeral. When I went there, they gave me the biggest hug. And I think it hit me then that being a midwife is an absolutely lovely job. Everyone always says to me when they find out I'm a midwife, oh, what a lovely job. And yes, 95% of the time it is absolutely amazing, sharing the best moment of people's lives. But one of the biggest parts of our jobs, I feel, is actually we're sharing the worst part of their lives. The worst thing that a person will ever go through is the death of their baby. And I think at such a young age, I realised that's the way forward that I wanted to go, that I wanted to dedicate my career to looking after families that had suffered the loss of their baby. So currently at the moment I'm normally informed as to when a baby has died, so whether a lady has come in with reduced fetal movements and sadly when they scan that the heartbeat has gone, or if baby has a known abnormality and the parents make the tough decision to end the pregnancy for the best of the child, for the health of the child. I'm informed of that normally. I don't get involved in every single case. What I feel my role is to empower my midwives, to teach the staff, to look after these women so we can give these families the best possible care. So occasionally I will come in and I will, if midwives feel that they need help, I'll come in and support right from the beginning. So it's about giving information when these families walk through the door, making them feel at home in the most horrific situation. Then through to delivery, how we best do it for them and keeping them comfortable. But the biggest thing I feel that my role is to empower my staff to make sure that these families can spend precious moments and make memories with their baby. So that's through doing creating mementos by doing photography, doing handprints, but also just spending time with their baby for as long as they want to. Family come in. It's often I'll walk into a room and it's like a party atmosphere because people are meeting their baby, you know, sister or their niece or their grandchild for the first time. And so what our aim is to take every single case individually and never say no to anything. There's always something that we can do, that if a family asks us to do, then I'm a great believer in that there's always a way around it if we can. But completely whatever they want to do, we will try our best to help them with. So I've been a midwife now for 11 years, but I did a lot of my bereavement midwifery in my own time because I saw a gap in the market. We didn't have a bereavement midwife at our trust, and I saw that these women needed this kind of care. So I did it in my own time for years, probably, I think it's been about 5 years. And then the trust last year, I think, saw the difference it made and the positive feedback we were having from women. And also women that had suffered the loss of a baby within our trust and then coming back to our hospital because of the care that they'd received. And I think that's such a special thing that even in the women's darkest times, they still want to come back to us. And I think that's where a bereavement midwife is so important, because it's getting that relationship with the parents at the darkest times and then seeing them through at their best when they go on forward to have their rainbow baby. So the trust gave me the official role last year, so actually officially only a year, but I've been doing it unofficially in my own time for about 5 years. So it was such a shock. I got a phone call one day just to tell me that I'd been nominated by one of my women. My woman had had a stillborn 2 years ago at full term. I looked after her through that delivery and through that time. And then when she got pregnant again a couple of months later, I caseloaded her all the way through her next pregnancy with Violet, and delivered her and looked after her since. It was Violet's first birthday party on Saturday that I went to. So she nominated me for it, for my role that I do with my caseloading of my rainbow babies. It was such an honour to be nominated and let alone win. It was unbelievable. But for me, it's never been about me. It's always been about my women, the hospital, the job I do. So I felt a bit of a fraud, if I'm honest, because it's never been, I don't need recognition to do what I do, and I don't. It was absolutely lovely, and I hope that it's highlighted what can happen, the roles that we do, and getting on a platform so other hospitals can see the kind of services that we can. That's why I'm so pleased about it, because obviously I'm privileged for me, but for actually I think it will get the word out, and talking about stillborns and talking about babies that have died, because it seems to be still a taboo subject. I think we're getting much better, but there's still a lot of work to be done around death and talking about it and how we go forward after it. I think the biggest thing is just having that one point of contact. I think when anyone dies, adults, children, babies, I think people feel very alone. And people feel, who do I contact? Who do I reach out to if I have a question? And I think it's so important for these families to be informed, to feel that all their questions are answered. So I think by having a bereavement midwife who you have their telephone number, who can call, you're not phoning around the houses, having to constantly explain to people, my baby died, or can I find out about this, I need this, that kind of thing. And I think that's what feedback I've had, is that just having that one point of contact, and I will often go and answer their questions, and go away and research things and things like that. And I think that's made a big impact. Going forward in next pregnancies, once again, it goes back to having that one person. A pregnant woman who's lost a baby before, or a child, every single appointment in her notes, it will say that she's had a child before, and may get said, oh, so you've got another little one at home. And I think that is so difficult to then have to go over every single time and explaining to people, oh, well, actually my baby died, or, I had a stillborn. So I think just every time they see me, I know their story, and I think that just gives them the confidence in the care that they're receiving. But I think it just makes them trust you as well. And I know that if I had a baby die, I would need a team around me that I trusted wholeheartedly with this next baby. But the impact, I think the biggest impact is support. I think, so they never feel alone, that they can talk to someone if they need it, about often the little questions, the little worries that they have. I work all day, weekends, evenings and everything like that. So I don't work Monday to Friday, 9 to 5. And most of these little questions will come out in the evening when you're sitting there watching telly about, oh, but what if I do this? And did this affect my baby last time? And would it, and that festers. And those ideas that they've come up with snowball. And I think that's where having the one person, the one contact, that I can just literally say, of course you didn't cause that, or, no, don't worry if you've done that, or actually I wouldn't do that. I think it's so vital for these families. I think control in all aspects of bereavement is a massive thing. I think when anybody dies, it's completely taken out of your control. So I think what we need to focus on is what can we do to give them back control. And that can be little things like, if they've gone home after their baby has died but they want to come back again to see their baby, we facilitate that, and that's absolutely fine. We set up a room so they can spend as much time with baby. But going forward in their next pregnancy, about control, about what do they want in that pregnancy, how do we plan their care. So we very much centre their care around that woman, and she is the centre of it, with planning, complete control over where do we go in this pregnancy, what sort of aspects are we going to do for delivery, what do you want from us, is basically one of the first things I say to a woman when I meet them after that they've lost a baby and they're pregnant again is, how do you want me to help you? And I will do everything in my power to be able to do that.